Welcome back to Tao of Twang. I'm Dave. So, another round on this backing track from a few days ago, right before Christmas. Hope everybody had a great holiday. And if you're watching this video sometime in the future, it was Christmas yesterday. And just enjoyed time with the family, but also checking in and getting all the wonderful comments and greetings and things and emails and stuff from all of you. It was just excellent. Really appreciate it. We had a great year, and we're going to twang it right on in here to the next year, starting now. So this is, I played just some triad versions of those chords. G, right at the top there, E minor, okay, then C, and then the G again to close it off, okay? And I'll have a few minutes of this loop, the one that I just played over at the end of this lesson for you to practice with if you're not that familiar with the channel, which is what we do on pretty much every session in terms of the backing track. So I've got 3 diagrams here. They're straight up arpeggios. They're all 7th arpeggios, okay? So the G will be a major 7. We're in the key of G here, okay? And then the C is also a major 7 arpeggio. It's based off the 4 chord in G. So we've got like a... Okay, even though I played triads because it's more of a rock, sounding track, right? I'm not using, 7th chords for every thing on the backing track and the rhythm on the keys or the guitar. But arpeggio wise, it'll work out great and it'll add extra color and you'll see it'll be cool. And then for the E minor, it's just it's a flat 7, Okay. So when I say major 7, let me back up here for just a second real quick. Is the 7th is 1 fret or 1 degree, a half step below the root, right? On the G and the C. Okay, that's the difference when we say major 7 or flatted 7 or dominant 7, okay? In this case, it's a minor 7th, which means it's, by definition, is a flatted 7th, added to the basic triad, okay? So we got 3 diagrams. I'm just going to go through these kind of quick here, and then, it's not tabbed out like, the lick to play with it, but it's you want to just learn these shapes in whatever way makes sense to you. Put the track on and go slow, like I did the first round in the demo. And then after a while, hopefully, just start kind of moving around and switching them along with the way that the song feels, right? And then, just to give you kind of an overview of what's about to happen, then mixing in some of that major pentatonic stuff and just some of your slow rock blues stuff around those and just kind of putting it all together, and you'll have a nice little jam here. That's the plan. So let's start with this one. I'll put it up here right now. It's G, and remember we're doing a major 7 version of it. Okay, so the 7th is 1 half step, or what I call 1 door down from the root. Okay, G, major 7. All right. And the note there, of course, would be F sharp. So that's that shape right there, okay? Now, it doesn't have, tab going up and down and all around, right? But that's really what you need to know. Right? Now, the red dots there are the roots, okay? If you go on down, you can go, below that and play the same sequence of notes, right? Anywhere you could do that, theoretically, right, on the fretboard. But just to keep it simple, start on that root at first. And you can time it like that or some other way. But just, make sure you get that sequence at first, okay, going up for sure. Okay, same thing coming down. A lot of times, though, I'll skip over the seventh coming down. I'll show you a little bit about that in a second. It's not a precise thing, but it's just a good example of how you don't, once you do the work on the real definitive versions, then you can immediately start to loosen up and do things that feel better on the beat with different notes and things like that. So let's we're going to put each one of these diagrams up. So that was the G, all right? But let's put the track on here, and this is a good chance too. I don't want to get sidetracked, but we can also point out here that you don't always have to follow every one chord for chord. So I'm just going to play some sequences based off of that G shape over all of it real quick. So that's the E minor. Now C. I'll wait for it to come back around for the G. And here's the ending G measure. Okay, so let's just go slow. So there's some good news, right? We don't have to stress the changing of it necessarily at first if that's tedious or frustrating, right? We'll make some music right away with this method. Now, here's the E minor one. It's going to be very simple. E minor has a lot of the same notes as G major, okay? We're not going to break all that down fully right now, but check it out. So if we start on the root of the E, we play a minor third, then a fifth, a flat seven, and a root. I didn't walk you through note for note on the, root, third, fifth on the G, but, it's the same methodology for all of them. Root, third, fifth, seventh. Sometimes, if it's a major chord, it'll be a major third, right? Which is, I'm not going to play that over the E minor because I don't want to confuse our ear. In this case, it's a flatted third or a minor third. Okay, but see how similar that looks to the G major? So those two are almost interchangeable. In fact, they are musically interchangeable. They're so closely related. So, not a whole lot of work. If you're getting around on that G pretty good, that E minor is going to fall right into place for you. So work on that one. Then when we get to the C, okay, it's a major seven. So it's a root. We'll start down here on the root, I guess, like the diagram. So this one kind of fits neatly into the whole vertical position, right? Meaning that it just starts down here very conveniently. So we've got root and then B natural. That's that major seven. There it is again. But I just love this shape. Okay, so you can start kind of rolling around from that root. I like to go from the root down to the seventh and back. Right? This just gives you a nice phrasing and a nice little lick right away, right? So, I know it's not easy to keep up with it chord for chord at first, but before we even put the track on, just go through it, kind of making the chord statement off to the side, doing the arpeggio, and moving through the progression in that manner. So we've got G, E minor, something got skipped there, but that's okay, right? And it's that same shape that we've been working on. Then the C, There's a little truncated version, or just a three-note version of that. Put a little slide in there if you want. So see, you take these parts of these arpeggios and you've got a whole other kind of, library of two-note harmonies and things that can emerge from that. And, we work on that on this channel from time to time. Let's stick to the program for today because I almost got you through this. I want to get you to the practice loop strike while the iron's hot, right? Okay. So just a couple little ideas here to kind of get you going with this, and we'll cut you loose. Um, the first one is I kind of mentioned it earlier in the lesson. Is you don't always have to play all the notes in the arpeggiated sequence. Okay, at first you want to be diligent about that. You want to be able to do it. Train yourself to do it. But when you get in there and start making music with it, you want to let yourself go and kind of go for the nuggets that you think are going to be the good ones, not necessarily just because you think you have to put every note in there. A couple, easy examples here. So let's take the G. So I went up playing all the notes in that arpeggio. Root, third, fifth, major seven, root, third, fifth. When I come back down, though, I'm just doing root, thirds, and fifth. Because maybe I just want to go in and play a little, pentatonic, a little bluesier lick there or something, right? So, work it on out off to the side, some of this stuff, and just be able to kind of switch around with that G major pentatonic and the arpeggios, right? And when I say off to the side, like I mentioned earlier, that's great training because you don't have to worry about the metronome. You don't wipe out and have to start over and, over and over, right? So you slow that down. All right. And when you do put your track, keep it simple, man, and go slow. Especially when you're working off to the side. Then when you do put your track on, you might surprise yourself. So looks like that's our last G. So if I kind of start here. Play a lot of examples right now because I think you got the idea, right? So now take that, work it out, do your own thing with it. Let me know how it goes. Thanks again for a great year. And it's going to be great this year, man. We're just going to keep going. We're going to have some fun, and we're really going to make some music and, share that with one another. It's a good thing. All right. Take care now. I'll talk to you soon.